African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command in combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation on the 18th of July, 2025. From July 12th to 18th, the Russian armed forces carried out 5 group strikes with air-launched precision weapons and attack unmanned aerial vehicles, which resulted in the destruction of enterprises of the military-industrial complex of Ukraine, infrastructure facilities of military airfields, assembly and storage sites for attack unmanned aerial vehicles and unmanned boats, arsenals, fuel and military technical equipment depots, territorial centers for the recruitment of the armed forces of Ukraine, as well as temporary deployment points of Ukrainian armed formations, nationalists, and foreign mercenaries. During the week, units of the North Group of Forces liberated the village of Degtyarnoye in the Kharkiv region. Units of 2 mechanized, airborne assault, motorized infantry brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 territorial defense brigades were defeated in the Sumy region. They continued to advance into the depths of the enemy's defense. Concentrations of manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized, 2 airborne assault, or ranger brigades, 3 assault regiments of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 territorial defense brigades were destroyed. Over the week, in the area of responsibility of the North Group of Forces, the enemy's losses amounted to over 1,180 servicemen, 17 combat armored vehicles and 47 cars. 28 field artillery guns, 6 ammunition and material depots were destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved their tactical position. For mechanized, 2 assault, airmobile brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and 3 territorial defense brigades were defeated. That the enemy lost more than 1,550 servicemen, a tank, 11 armored combat vehicles, including an HMMWV armored car and an M113 armored personnel carrier made in the USA. 113 vehicles, 13 field artillery guns, including 3 made by NATO countries, 14 electronic warfare stations and 33 ammunition depots were destroyed. Units of the Southern Group of Forces continued to advance deep into the enemy's defenses and liberated the settlement of Petrovka in the Donetsk People's Republic. The manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized, airmobile, assault, mountain assault brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces and 2 territorial defense brigades were damaged. Over the week, the Ukrainian Armed Forces lost over 1,040 servicemen and an armored vehicle in this area. 26 vehicles, 13 field artillery guns, 6 electronic warfare stations, 17 ammunition and material depots were destroyed. Units of the Center Group of Forces continued offensive operations on the territory of the Donetsk People's Republic and the Dnipropetrovsk region. The settlements of Nikolaevka, Mayak, and Popovyar of the Donetsk People's Republic were liberated. For mechanized, airborne assault, mountain assault, airborne brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 Marine brigades, 2 territorial defense brigades and 2 National Guard brigades were defeated. That the enemy lost up to 2,975 servicemen, 16 combat armored vehicles, 33 vehicles and 21 field artillery guns were destroyed. Over the past week, units of the East Group of Forces advanced deep into the enemy's defense and liberated the settlements of Karla Marksa, Voskresenka, Novokatskoye of the Donetsk People's Republic and Malinovka of the Zaporizhia region. The manpower and equipment of 5 mechanized brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a Marine brigade, 2 territorial defense brigades and a National Guard brigade were defeated. The Ukrainian Armed Forces lost over 1,330 servicemen, 2 tanks, 13 combat armored vehicles, 78 cars, 16 field artillery guns and 7 electronic warfare stations. The units of the Dnieper Group of Forces liberated the village of Kamenskoye in the Zaporizhia region. The formations of 2 mechanized, mountain assault brigades, A coastal defense brigade of the Ukrainian armed forces and 2 territorial defense brigades were defeated. That the Ukrainian armed forces lost over 420 servicemen and 62 vehicles. 52 electronic warfare stations, 24 ammunition, material, and fuel depots were destroyed. Over the past week, air defense systems have shot down 2 U.S.-made Mars multiple launch rockets, 2 Neptune long-range guided missiles, 28 guided aerial bombs, and 1,387 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. In total, since the start of the special military operation, the following have been destroyed: 664 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 70,353 unmanned aerial vehicles, 619 anti-aircraft missile systems, 24,249 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,577 combat multiple launch rocket systems, 27,529 field artillery guns and mortars, 38,351 units of special military vehicles. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.